What's going on, everyone? If you have never been here before, my name is Tyson. I am a motivational speaker. My mission is to help all millennials understand their gifts and know how to use their gifts to have a plan with it, to execute it, and to make sure that we turn our dreams and our wishes into a reality. If you like that, hit that big old red subscribe button. Connect with me on my social media. Today, we're going to be talking about how to deal with being alone. It's hard. It's tough. I get it. But we're going to talk about it right after this intro. So, I understand. I get it. Being alone is not fun. Having no friends is not fun, right? Being in the house all day long is just not fun. Well, let me tell you, I got some tips for you today that are really going to help you if you feel alone in this timing. So I want to go back to a story when I was in high school. My parents had first split. And I went to school with a lot of anger, okay? A lot of confusion from home. You know, I didn't really tell anyone that. But because I was so angry, because I was so mad, because I was so upset, I lost friends. I started to treat people bad, right? I started to be really disrespectful and rude and just not very nice. And because of that, people were kind of like, whoa, what is going on with Tyson? Like, why is he acting like this, right? And it caused people just not to want to be my friends and not to want to be around me. And I really had to realize that. So as the years went on in high school, I really started to analyze, okay, why am I being upset? Or why am I angry? And, you know, most importantly, why am I alone? Why does nobody want to be my friend, right? So this kind of goes into the tips that I'm about to introduce right now. So the first one, since we're getting into that topic, the first one is find somebody to talk to. Find somebody to communicate with. So a lot of times when we feel alone, we don't talk to no one. We don't tell anyone, like, why we're feeling alone. So I knew why I was alone, because I was being mean to people, and I should not have been mean to anyone, right? They didn't deserve any of that, but I didn't know how to express it. I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't know that my loneliness was really coming from me treating people bad. And then when people told me that, and I was already alone, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm alone. Nobody wants to talk to me. But think of someone who still would want to talk to you. Or for my example, I had to think of somebody who still wanted to talk to me, even if I was still being mean, and even if I was still alone. So the first key to when you feel alone, how to deal with feeling alone, is understanding, okay, why am I alone? Am I alone because I'm an introverted person? Am I alone because I'm shy? Am I alone because I feel like people don't like me? Or am I alone because I'm mean to people? So think about those things, right? Are people just walking away from you because you're being mean to them, right? The second thing I want you to do when you feel alone is to journal, okay? When we feel alone, a lot of times we don't really talk about it in our emotions. Like, well, I shouldn't say talk about it, but we feel it in our emotions, but we don't express it. That's a better word. We don't express it with our emotions. And I think that is the main key to when we feel alone. We got to journal. Or, like I said, number one, you can mix it together if you want to. It's not, 1, 2, 3. It's not a rule set. But if you feel alone, you got to journal it out. If you feel alone, you got to talk to somebody about it, right? So that you can express and understand, aha, this is why I feel by myself, okay? And then the third and final key is we want to target the area of why we're feeling alone the most. Now, you're probably like, Tyson, what in the world are you saying? That absolutely makes no sense. I got you. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute, right? If you are still enjoying this video right now, I want you to go ahead and hit that big old red subscribe button, and also connect with me on my social media. I have a lot more other content on there. Now, back to the third piece of feeling alone, the last and final piece. So when I talk about targeting why you feel alone means an emotion, right? I feel alone because blank. I feel alone because I have no friends. Or I feel alone because no one calls me. I feel alone because I don't get invited to parties. I feel alone because, my boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't talk to me, right? Or they spend too much time with their friends, right? I feel alone because my mom is always at work. Fill in the target of why you are feeling alone. And when you can do that, you will discover, aha, emotions of why I feel alone, right? This could be through journaling. You could talk to someone and they could say, hey, this is probably why you're feeling alone right now, right? And then most importantly, getting that target area of why we feel alone. Because the crazy thing about all three of these things is when we're feeling by ourselves, what is the first thing we do? We may not even say it, but what is the first thing we think about? Oh, I feel alone because I have no friends. Oh, I feel alone because no one calls me. Oh, you know, we go into this somber mode of we know why we feel alone sometimes, but we don't target that specific emotion or that specific word or that specific person or action of why we're feeling like we're by ourselves, right? So the whole point of this, and to wrap it up in conclusion, I want now solutions of, okay, how can I fix being alone? Okay, so I just gave you the 3 tips, just to reiterate. Those were 3 tips of why we're feeling alone, right? How we can maybe help and use tools to help us not to feel alone. But now this is the one final thing I want to tell you guys about having a cure for when you feel alone. I want you to find a new hobby when you feel alone. Whether it's reading, whether it's writing, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, whether it's, you know, making graphics, whether it's, you know, painting. Find a hobby to where when you feel alone, you can say, okay, I feel alone right now, but I can journal about my feelings. And my journaling can turn into me reading a book. Reading a book can turn into me drawing. What do you love to do when you're by yourself and when you're alone? Some people, they love to pray, like me. I don't, you know, pray every time I'm alone, but, you know, right now I'm alone and I'm making a YouTube video, right? Find that target area first of why you're feeling alone and transform all 3 of the tools that I told you about into something that is going to give a positive resolution of how you can fix the cure. That is what I want y'all to do today. And just lastly, you are not alone, okay? We're all going through this together. We're all stuck in the house together. We all have different things going on, and our mindsets are all over the place together. You are not alone. And like I say at the end of every single video, don't stress, give God the mess because you did your best, and keep pushing forward. Don't give up on your dreams. Always, always, always keep going, keep pushing forward. Do not give up. Remember that this channel is all about helping millennials to see what their gifts are, understand what their gifts are, have a plan, and execute that so that we can put our dreams and wishes into a reality. So please, hit that big old red subscribe button, connect with me on my social media, and I will see y'all in the next video. Be blessed, don't stress, give God the mess. See ya, bye.